What's up, guys? Welcome back to another bass fishing video here on Weekend Wild. So today I'm out on a private lake owned by a buddy of mine, and he was cool enough to let me come out here for the weekend to really try and break down this lake and see what kind of bass are hiding out in here. So at first I had no idea what to throw. I started throwing a chartreuse hoagie that I had tied on from my last trout fishing trip, just because, you know, what the heck, I already had it tied on. So figured I'd give that a shot, but no luck there. So I swapped over to a black topwater frog. Sometimes those do well mid-afternoon because a dark shadow can trigger a reaction bite, but still nothing on that. So I was like, you know, let's try a crayfish for a bit. I'm just gonna try and see what they'd go after, you know, but it's my first time on this lake. I had no clue what kind of bait fish were in here, and again, no luck on that. So went ahead and tried on a chatterbait, and I gave that a few casts, but they weren't having that either. So finally I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go back to my old reliable, the chartreuse spinnerbait, and this time it paid off. Sometimes it just comes down to trusting the basics and sticking with what you know works. Look at that boy right there. Hooked him twice. Nice. All right. Yep. There he is, boy. Yeah, there you go. So I didn't realize it until after I'd been fishing for a little bit that this left side of this pathway right here is super deep. There's a big drop off, and I was like, you know what? There's a culvert right here, and I guarantee you there's got to be a bass hanging out right here at this culvert. That's a good one. Boy, was I right. Well, he smoked that puppy, didn't he? There's a good one right there. Oh, that's a golly. Oh, he came off. at the boat. Nice. So, day 2, I got up and it was cold. It was very cold. We had a significant temperature drop overnight, and so that changed up everything that I knew about fishing this lake the day before. I kind of figured that the bass weren't going to be hanging out very shallow, but I decided, you know what, I don't want to spook any fish off when I put this boat in the water. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this spinnerbait around where I'm planning on putting the boat in the water. I'm not going to spend too much time bank fishing today, and I'm going to try and target deeper water. That was kind of what was running through my mind while I was sitting here, just kind of figuring out a game plan for the day, because I knew that today was going to be completely different than everything that I knew about this lake the day before. So I went ahead and swapped over to a worm. Worm fishing is one of my favorite types of fishing. It really seems to pay off with me, especially in wintertime. I mean, you just move it across the bottom of the water real slow like, and stop it periodically, and sometimes those fish will slam it. But this was not one of those cases. They wanted nothing to do with that worm. And so I said, you know what, let's go ahead and try a crankbait. It's like a 3 to 5 foot diving crankbait that I had in my box. It was crayfish colored, and it really just kind of stood out to me. So I went ahead and decided to give it a shot. Yeah, he liked that. This particular spot right here in the lake, I kept feeling sticks and brush beneath the water on this crankbait. I wasn't hitting bottom, but I was brushing over the top of some of those structures that were under there. And so that's kind of what I was looking for, was some deeper water with some brush on it. And I'm going to remember this spot if I go back, because I should have spent more time right here. There was a significant amount of fish down there, and I do believe it would actually be a good crappie spot too. So I'm just gonna, mark that in imaginary GPS. Oh, another one trying. Probably a tree down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, you're gonna see me one hand my rod every now and then when I'm fighting a fish, and it's just something that I instinctively do that I've learned from trout fishing. So I found that it really helps when I'm after other species of fish as well, especially when I feel like the fish isn't hooked very well or the fish has a soft mouth. In this case, it's a bass, and I didn't have him hooked very well, and it keeps me from putting too much tension on the line and accidentally pulling the lure out of their mouth. It gives just enough resistance to keep the line tight, but it still lets the fish move and have a bit more play so they can't easily shake that hook free.
There we go. Yeah. Bit of a better fish. He gobbled that right up. Oh, shoot, I'm making all kinds of noise. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. You'd love to see it.
So I started to notice something as I got further down the lake, is that this end of the lake was actually a lot shallower than the other side. But in the early morning hours, whenever the sun starts to come up, it does start to warm that water, and it warms the shallow water first, especially if there's mud or if it sits on sand. That water will warm first, and those fish will move from the deeper water on up to that shallow water. And as you can see here, I did get a good bite from a large fish there, but I was having problems getting hung up in the mud and stuff, and so I decided that I was going to go ahead and try and swap over to something. Now the red crankbait was paying off very well. I didn't want to veer away from it, but I needed something that I could run shallower, so I swapped over to a rattle trap, especially for this particular fish. He was hanging around this area, looked like a good sized fish, and I really wanted the opportunity to get on him. So these rattle traps are great, especially in situations where you have deep water and shallow water, because you can reel it fast, hold your rod tip up, and those things will run shallower. Or you can reel it slow, hold your rod tip down, let it sink when it hits the water, and you can fish them deeper. So it's kind of a universal type lure for all kinds of different depths. So I thought it would be perfect for this instance.
There he is. Yep. You like that? Oh, he's a good one. Oh, yeah. He's a good one. Come on over here, boy. Man, he got some power behind him, let me tell you. See, can I get you up here? Come on. Come on. Get up here, boy. No, we're still running. We're still running. Come on now. Get up here. Get up here. Get up here. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes, sir. Look at that toad. Nice. I want to see what he weighs. just out of curiosity. It's one of the bigger fish I've caught here. He's a 1 pounder. 1.9, almost 2 pounds. Huh. Bet you in the summertime he's nice and fat. I mean, he's pretty fat right now. Huh. See if there's a big old female with him. There he is. Yep. He smacked that thing, didn't he? Man, he wanted that. Come on now. Get up in this boat. There you go. Get him back in the water.
Well, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I had an absolute blast on this trip. This place was beautiful, and I honestly cannot wait to come back. I'm really excited to keep making more videos for you guys and sharing these adventures with y'all. I truly appreciate everyone who has subscribed so far. It means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next one. He saw it. He saw it.